Admiral Jake Morrison stood in the command center of Earth's military headquarters, staring at the big screen that showed red dots across the galaxy. Each red dot was a human colony that had been destroyed by the alien enemy. The Zephyrin Empire had been attacking human worlds for 3 years now, and they were winning every battle. Jake felt sick as he watched another red dot appear on the map. That meant another million humans were dead or captured. The aliens had better weapons and stronger shields than anything humanity could build. Their plasma lance weapons could cut through human ships like a hot knife through butter. "Sir, we just got the final report from the Battle of Kepler Station," said Lieutenant Dan Price, his young assistant. The man's hands shook as he held the data pad. "The entire Fourth Fleet is gone. All 60 ships destroyed. No survivors." Jake closed his eyes and took a deep breath. The Fourth Fleet had been humanity's strongest fighting force. If they could not stop the aliens, what hope did anyone have? The Zephyrians were now only 3 jumps away from Earth itself. "How long before they reach our home system?" Jake asked. "Intelligence says maybe 6 weeks, sir. Maybe less." Jake looked around the command center. All the officers and staff looked scared. They had been fighting this war for 3 years, and they had lost every major battle. The aliens were too strong, too advanced. Humanity seemed doomed. But Jake had one last card to play, a secret that only a few people knew about. 3,000 miles away, on lunar base near the moon, Captain Lisa Hayes walked through the biggest shipyard humanity had ever built. The yard was hidden inside a crater, covered by energy shields that made it invisible from space. Inside the yard sat the most advanced ship humans had ever created. The USS Blackstar was huge, almost twice the size of any other human warship. Its hull was black as space itself, made from a special metal that had been found on an alien ship that crashed in the Vega system 5 years ago. The ship's weapons were different too. Instead of the regular laser cannons that human ships used, the Blackstar had something called quantum resonance cannons. Lisa had been in charge of building the Blackstar for 2 years. She knew every bolt and wire on the ship. She also knew that if the ship did not work, humanity would be wiped out. "Captain Hayes, we need to talk," said Commander Ryan Clark as he walked up to her. Ryan was the ship's tactical officer, the man in charge of weapons and fighting. He looked worried. "What is it, Ryan?" Lisa asked. "I just got new intelligence reports from Admiral Morrison. The Zephyrians are not just sending a small attack force to Earth. They are bringing their Grand Armada, over 500 ships, including their biggest dreadnoughts." Lisa felt her heart skip a beat. 500 ships. The Blackstar was powerful, but it was still just one ship. "There is more," Ryan said. "They will be here in 6 weeks, not the 8 weeks we thought. We need to launch the Blackstar now, even though the crew has not finished training on all the new systems." Lisa looked at the Blackstar sitting in its construction dock. The ship was ready to fly, but the crew had only been training for 3 months. Most human crews trained for 2 years before going into battle. "Are the quantum cannons working?" she asked. "The tests say yes, but we have never fired them at a real target. Chief Engineer Amy Foster says the power systems are stable, but she is worried about pushing them too hard too fast." Lisa walked to the observation deck and looked down at the Blackstar. The ship's crew was already moving around on the outside, getting ready for launch. She could see Amy Foster near the main engine, checking the power cables one more time. Amy was the smartest engineer Lisa had ever met. If anyone could make the Blackstar's experimental systems work, it was her. But even Amy looked nervous when she talked about the quantum drive that powered the ship. "The quantum drive uses alien technology we don't fully understand," Amy had told Lisa last week. "If something goes wrong, the ship could be torn apart from the inside. We are playing with forces that could destroy us all." But they had no choice. The alien technology was the only thing that might give humanity a fighting chance. Lisa watched as Dr. Karen White, the ship's medical officer, loaded medical supplies onto the Blackstar. Karen had volunteered for this mission even though she knew it was probably a one-way trip. All 400 crew members knew they might not come home. "Captain," said Lieutenant Commander Ben Carter as he joined Lisa and Ryan on the observation deck. Ben was the ship's pilot, the best flyer in the human fleet. "The navigation systems are ready. I have plotted 3 different courses to intercept the alien advance fleet. Lisa looked at the 3 men standing with her. These were her senior officers, the people she would depend on to make the Blackstar work in battle. They all looked scared, but they also looked determined. "How long until we can launch?" she asked. 6 hours, Ben said. "But Captain, the crew is not ready. We need more time to train on the quantum weapon systems." "We don't have more time," Lisa said. "The Zephyrians are coming whether we are ready or not." She turned to look at the Blackstar one more time. The ship looked powerful sitting there in the dock, but looks could be deceiving. Would it be enough to stop an entire alien empire? On the other side of the shipyard, Lieutenant Sam Rodriguez worked at his communication station, listening to radio signals from across human space. Sam was in charge of all communications for the Blackstar, and what he was hearing made him sick. Colony after colony was sending distress calls. The aliens were not just destroying military targets anymore. They were attacking civilian settlements, taking prisoners, and enslaving entire populations. The messages were full of fear and pain. "Please, someone help us," came one message from a farming colony near the edge of human space. "They are loading our children onto their ships. Please, if anyone can hear this, send help." Sam wanted to answer the message to tell them that help was coming, but he could not. The Blackstar had to stay hidden until it was ready to fight. He switched to another channel and heard a different kind of message. This one was from a group of human prisoners who had escaped from an alien prison camp. "This is Captain Mike Turner of the merchant ship Golden Dawn," the message said. "We escaped from a Zephyrian prison on Titan 7. There are thousands of humans still trapped there. The aliens are using them as slaves to build new weapons. Someone needs to save them." Sam recorded the message and sent it to Captain Hayes. The Blackstar would have to rescue those prisoners if it could, but first it had to survive its first battle against the alien fleet. In Admiral Morrison's office, back on Earth, Jake was talking to the President and the Military Council through a secure video link. "Mr. President, the Blackstar is our only hope," Jake said. "If it fails, we need to start evacuating Earth immediately." The president looked old and tired on the screen. "Admiral, do you really think one ship can stop their entire fleet?" "I don't know, sir, but it is the only chance we have. The Blackstar's weapons are based on alien technology we found. If they work the way our scientists think they will, the ship might be able to punch through their shields. And if they don't work," Jake was quiet for a moment, "then humanity as we know it will end in 6 weeks." The meeting ended, and Jake was alone in his office. He looked out the window at the blue sky of Earth. Soon, that sky might be full of alien ships raining death down on the planet where humanity was born. But maybe, just maybe, the USS Blackstar would be enough to stop them. It had to be. There was no other choice. On Lunar Base, Captain Lisa Hayes gave the order to begin final preparations for launch. The fate of humanity now rested with one untested ship and its crew of 400 brave souls. The war was about to change forever. The USS Blackstar moved through space like a dark shadow against the stars. Captain Lisa Hayes sat in her command chair, watching the main screen as they approached the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Intelligence reports said 3 destroyers and 1 massive dreadnought were heading toward Earth. This would be the Blackstar's first real battle. "Captain, enemy ships detected," said Lieutenant Sam Rodriguez from his communication station. 3 destroyers escorting a dreadnought, just like Admiral Morrison said. "They are 2 hours away from entering Earth's orbit." Lisa felt her heart beating faster. After 3 years of losing every battle, humanity was finally going to fight back. But the Blackstar was still untested. No one knew if the quantum weapons would really work against Zephyrian shields. "All hands, this is the captain," Lisa announced over the ship's communication system. "Battle stations, this is not a drill. We are about to engage the enemy." All over the ship, 400 crew members ran to their positions. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Amy Foster checked the power readings one more time. The quantum drive was running perfectly, but she was still worried. The alien technology they had built into the ship was unpredictable. "Power core is stable," Amy reported to the bridge. "Quantum cannons are charged and ready." "But Captain, if we push the weapons too hard, The whole ship could overload. Understood, Lisa replied. She turned to Commander Ryan Clark at the tactical station. Ryan, are our weapons ready? Yes, Captain. Quantum resonance cannons are online. The targeting computers are locked onto the lead destroyer. Just give the word. At the helm, Lieutenant Commander Ben Carter kept the Blackstar moving toward the enemy ships. Ben had been flying spaceships for 15 years, but he had never piloted anything as advanced as the Blackstar. The ship responded to his commands like it could read his mind. Enemy ships are changing course, Ben reported. They have detected us and are moving to attack position. On the main screen, the 4 alien ships grew larger as they approached. The Zephyrian destroyers were sleek and deadly looking, with curved hulls that gleamed like silver. But the dreadnought was truly massive, almost as big as a small moon. Its hull was covered with weapon ports and shield generators. Captain, we are receiving a transmission from the enemy, Sam said. It's in the Zephyrian language, but the computer is translating it. Put it on screen, Lisa ordered. The image of a Zephyrian commander appeared on the main screen. The alien looked like a giant lizard standing on 2 legs with golden scales and bright red eyes. It wore a military uniform covered with medals and rank insignia. Human vessel, the alien said in a harsh, mechanical voice. You will surrender immediately. Your pathetic weapons cannot penetrate our shields. Submit now and your deaths will be quick. Lisa stood up from her command chair. This is Captain Lisa Hayes of the United Earth ship Blackstar. We will never surrender to you. If you want to fight, then let's fight. The alien commander's eyes flashed with anger. Foolish humans! You will learn why your species is doomed to extinction. The transmission ended, and immediately the 3 Zephyrian destroyers opened fire. Bright beams of plasma energy shot toward the Blackstar, lighting up space like deadly lightning. Incoming fire! Ben shouted as he threw the Blackstar into evasive maneuvers. The ship twisted and rolled through space, dodging most of the enemy shots, but some of the plasma beams hit the Blackstar's hull. The ship shook violently, and sparks flew from control panels all over the bridge. In the past, those hits would have destroyed any human ship instantly. Damage report. Lisa called out. Minor hull damage on decks 7 and 12. Reported Chief Medical Officer Dr. Karen White from her station. No casualties. The quantum-enhanced armor is holding. Lisa could hardly believe it. The Blackstar had just absorbed direct hits from Zephyrian plasma weapons and survived. The alien technology they had built into the ship's armor was actually working. Captain, the enemy looks confused, Ryan said, studying his tactical display. They have never seen a human ship survive their weapons before. Then let's give them something else they have never seen, Lisa said. Ryan, target the lead destroyer. Fire quantum cannons. Firing quantum cannons, Ryan replied. Pressing the weapon controls, the Blackstar's main guns fired for the first time in actual combat. Instead of the red laser beams that human ships normally used, the quantum cannons shot brilliant blue energy that seemed to bend space itself. The beam hit the Zephyrian destroyer's shields and passed right through them like they were not even there. The alien ship exploded instantly. One moment, it was a sleek, deadly warship. The next moment, it was nothing but glowing debris scattered across space. Direct hit, Ryan reported, his voice full of amazement. The destroyer is completely destroyed. Their shields had no effect on our weapons. The remaining 2 destroyers immediately changed their attack pattern. Instead of flying straight at the Blackstar, they began weaving back and forth, trying to make themselves harder to hit. They are scared, Ben said with a grin. They have never faced weapons that can ignore their shields. Captain, I am picking up emergency transmissions from the enemy ships, Sam reported. They are calling for reinforcements and reporting about a demon ship with impossible weapons. Lisa felt a surge of hope. For 3 years, the had been the ones with superior technology. Now humanity had a weapon that could fight back. Target the 2nd destroyer, she ordered. The Blackstar's quantum cannons fired again. Another blue beam cut through space and hit the alien ship. Like the first destroyer, it exploded immediately. Its advanced shields useless against the quantum energy. The 3rd destroyer tried to run away, but Ben was too good a pilot. He kept the Blackstar in perfect firing position while Ryan targeted the fleeing ship. The third quantum cannon blast destroyed the last destroyer, leaving only the massive dreadnought. The dreadnought is powering up its main weapons. Ryan warned it has enough firepower to destroy a small planet. The alien dreadnought was indeed massive, bristling with hundreds of weapon ports. When it fired, space itself seemed too light. Up with deadly energy, dozens of plasma beams shot toward the Blackstar, more firepower than any human ship had ever faced. Ben pushed the Blackstar's engines to their limits, spinning and diving through the incoming fire. Most of the shots missed, but several hit the ship's hull. This time, the impacts were much stronger, and the ship shook like it was being torn apart. Hull breaches on decks 4, 9, and 15, Dr. White reported. Emergency crews are sealing the damage. We have 12 injured, but no deaths. Amy's voice came over the communication system from the engine room. Captain, the power core is holding, but those hits damaged some of the quantum field generators. I can give you maybe 6 more shots before the system overloads. Lisa looked at the massive dreadnought on the main screen. It was easily 10 times bigger than the Blackstar, and it had much heavier armor than the destroyers. Could the quantum cannons destroy something that large? Ryan, concentrate all our firepower on the dreadnought's main weapon systems, she ordered. If we can disable their guns, we might have a chance. Targeting their forward weapons array, Ryan said. Firing quantum cannons at maximum power, the Blackstar's guns fired their most powerful shot yet. The blue energy beam struck the dreadnought's forward section, where most of its main guns were located. The alien ship's shields flared and failed, and the quantum energy tore through the hole like paper. Explosions rippled across the dreadnought's front section as its weapon systems overloaded. Secondary explosions began deep inside the ship as the quantum energy disrupted the alien power systems. Keep firing, Lisa ordered. Don't give them a chance to recover. The Blackstar fired again and again, each shot tearing deeper into the massive alien ship. The dreadnought tried to turn away, but it was too big and slow to escape. Its thick armor, which had protected it in hundreds of battles, was useless against weapons that could ignore physical barriers. After the 6th shot, the dreadnought's power core finally failed. The explosion was so bright that the black screens automatically dimmed to protect the crew's eyes. When the light faded, nothing remained of the massive alien warship except glowing metal fragments. All enemy ships destroyed, Ryan reported. No survivors detected. The bridge was silent for a moment as everyone realized what had just happened. 400 humans in one ship had just defeated a Zephyrian battle group that would have easily destroyed any previous human fleet. Captain, we are receiving transmissions from Earth, Sam said. Admiral Morrison wants a full report. Lisa sat back down in her command chair. The first battle was over, and humanity had won. But this was just the beginning. The Zephyrian Empire had thousands of ships, and now they knew that humanity had a weapon that could fight back. Send a message to Admiral Morrison, Lisa said. Tell him the Blackstar's weapons work better than we hoped. We just proved that the Zephyrians can be beaten. She paused and looked around at her crew. They had all done their jobs perfectly. Even though they were scared and inexperienced, these 400 people had just changed the course of the war. And tell the Admiral something else, Lisa added. The USS Blackstar has entered the war, and nothing can resist its fire. News of the Blackstar's victory spread across human space faster than light itself. On Earth, Admiral Jake Morrison watched the celebration crowds in the streets through his office window. For the first time in 3 years, humans had something to cheer about. But Jake knew this was just the beginning of a much longer and more dangerous war. Admiral, we are getting reports from all over the galaxy, said Lieutenant Dan Price as he entered the office with a stack of data pads. Human colonies that had given up hope are asking when the Blackstar will come to help them. The Zephyrians are also reacting. Their fleets are pulling back from some areas, but they are gathering larger forces in others. Jake nodded as he read the reports. The aliens were scared, but fear would make them more dangerous, not less. They would throw everything they had at the Blackstar to destroy it before it could do more damage. Get me Captain Hayes, Jake said. We need to plan our next moves carefully. 2 days later, the USS Blackstar hung in space near the outer edge of the Centauri system. Captain Lisa Hayes stood on the bridge, studying star charts with Commander Ryan Clark. They had been planning hit-and-run attacks against Zephyrian supply lines. trying to disrupt the alien war machine. Intelligence says there is a major fuel depot at Station Omega-7, Ryan said, pointing to a red dot on the star map. If we can destroy it, we will cut off supplies to 3 enemy fleets. How many ships are guarding it? Lisa asked. Maybe a dozen cruisers and twice as many smaller ships. But Captain, there is something else. Our spies report that the station is also being used as a prison camp. There might be thousands of human prisoners there. Lisa felt her stomach tighten. The Zephyrians had been taking prisoners from conquered colonies for 3 years. Most humans thought those people were dead, but some were being kept alive as slaves to build weapons and work in alien factories. We have to save them, she said. But how do we attack their station without killing the prisoners? Lieutenant Commander Ben Carter looked up from his navigation console. Captain, I could fly us in close and fast if we can get within boarding range before they know we are there. Commander Mills and his Marines could take the station. Commander Tony Mills commanded the Blackstar's Marine Force, 200 soldiers trained for fighting on ships and space stations. Tony was a tough, experienced fighter who had volunteered for this mission even though he knew it was probably a one-way trip. Captain Hayes to Commander Mills, Lisa said into her communication device. Report to the bridge immediately. Tony arrived on the bridge 5 minutes later, still wearing his combat armor from a training exercise. He was a big man with scars on his face from previous battles against the aliens. You wanted to see me, Captain? He asked. Tony, we have located a Zephyrian prison camp with thousands of human prisoners. We need to take that station and get those people out. Can your Marines do it? Tony studied the tactical display showing the alien station. It was heavily armed and defended, but the Zephyrians had never faced human Marines equipped with the new quantum weapons. My people are ready, Captain. Just get us close enough and we will take that station apart, piece by piece. 3 hours later, the Blackstar dropped out of hyperspace near Station Omega-7. The alien facility was huge, built inside a hollowed-out asteroid with docking ports and weapon platforms covering its surface. Ben immediately pushed the ship's engines to maximum speed, racing toward the station before the defenders could react. Enemy ships are launching, Ryan reported from his tactical station. 12 cruisers and about 20 smaller ships, just like intelligence said. Can we get to the station before they intercept us? Lisa asked. It will be close, Ben replied, his hands flying over the helm controls. But I think we can make it. The Zephyrian ships opened fire as soon as they were in range. Plasma beams lit up space around the Blackstar, but Ben's expert flying kept most of the shots from hitting. The few that did connect were absorbed by the ship's quantum-enhanced armor. Docking in 30 seconds, Ben announced. Tony and his Marines were already waiting in the docking bay, wearing their combat suits and carrying the new quantum rifles that Chief Engineer Amy Foster had built for them. These weapons used the same technology as the ship's main guns, but in a smaller, portable form. Remember, people? Tony told his Marines over the radio. We are here to save prisoners, not just to fight aliens. Watch your fire and make sure you know what you are shooting at. The Blackstar slammed into one of the station's docking ports with a loud crash. Before the aliens could react, Tony led his Marines through the airlock and into the station's corridors. The Zephyrian soldiers inside the station had never faced humans with quantum weapons. Their personal armor and shields, which had protected them in previous battles, were useless against the new guns. Tony's Marines cut through the alien defenses like they were made of paper. Captain, we are inside the station, Tony reported over his radio. Moving toward the prison areas now, while the Marines fought inside the station. The Blackstar had to deal with the enemy ships outside. Ryan targeted the alien cruisers one by one, and the quantum cannons destroyed them as easily as they had destroyed the destroyers in the first battle. But something strange was happening. Some of the alien ships were not fighting normally. They seemed to be trying to avoid direct combat, flying in ways that made them hard to target. Captain, I am getting weird readings from some of those enemy ships, said Lieutenant Sam Rodriguez from his communication station. It's like they are not completely solid. My sensors keep losing them. What do you mean, not solid? Lisa asked. I think they are using some kind of phase shift technology. said Amy Foster over the communication system from the engine room. "They are making themselves partially intangible, so our weapons can't hit them properly." Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. If the aliens had developed technology that could make their ships untouchable, the Blackstar's advantage might not last long. "Ryan, try targeting those phase-shifted ships with indirect fire," she ordered. "Maybe we can hit them with the explosion from a nearby asteroid." But before Ryan could try the new tactic, Navigation Officer Grace Parker spoke up from her station. "Captain, I have an idea. The phase-shifted ships might be hard to see with regular sensors, but they still have mass. I can track them using gravitational anomaly detection." Grace was young and had only been out of the academy for 2 years, but she was brilliant with sensor technology. She quickly reprogrammed the Blackstar's detection systems to look for tiny changes in local gravity instead of looking for solid objects. "Got them," she said with excitement. "I can see exactly where all the phase-shifted ships are." "Target acquired," Ryan said, locking the weapons onto Grace's sensor readings, firing quantum cannons. The blue energy beams struck the partially phased alien ships, and they exploded just like normal vessels. Whatever technology they were using to become intangible, it could not protect them from quantum weapons inside the station. Tony and his Marines had found the prison areas. Thousands of humans were locked in small cells, many of them sick and weak from poor treatment. Men, women, and children from dozens of different colonies, all waiting to die in alien labor camps. "This is Commander Mills," Tony radioed to the ship. "We found the prisoners. There are about 3,000 people here, but many of them need medical attention immediately." Dr. Karen White was already preparing the Blackstar's medical facilities for a large number of patients. "Bring them aboard as fast as you can, Commander. I will do everything I can to help them." The rescue operation took 2 hours. Tony's Marines had to clear out the entire station while also helping weak and frightened prisoners get to the docking bay. Many of the prisoners could barely walk after years of captivity, but they made it. All 3,000 prisoners were brought aboard the Blackstar, along with important intelligence data that Tony's people had stolen from the station's computers. "Station secured and prisoners evacuated," Tony reported. "Ready to destroy this place and get out of here." "Do it," Lisa ordered. The Blackstar pulled away from the station and fired its quantum cannons at the facility's power core. The explosion lit up the entire asteroid field as Station Omega-7 was completely destroyed as they jumped to hyperspace to escape. Sam intercepted alien communication signals. The Zephyrian High Command was in panic. Not only had they lost another battle group, but humans had rescued thousands of prisoners and stolen important military secrets. "Captain, the aliens are calling this ship the Ghost of Death in their communications," Sam reported. "They are ordering all their fleets to hunt us down at any cost." Lisa looked around at her crew. They had just saved 3,000 human lives and dealt another major blow to the alien war effort. But she knew the Zephyrians would not give up. They would send everything they had to destroy the Blackstar. "Set course for the medical station at Alpha Centauri," she ordered. "These people need proper medical care. Then we plan our next attack." The rescued prisoners were taken to the medical bay, where Dr. White and her staff worked around the clock to treat years of neglect and abuse. Many of the prisoners cried when they realized they were finally free. One of them, an older man named Captain Frank Nelson, who had commanded a merchant ship before being captured, asked to speak with Captain Hayes. The USS Blackstar floated in the darkness between star systems, its hull scarred from 3 weeks of constant fighting. Captain Lisa Hayes stood in her ready room, looking at reports from across the galaxy. The ship had destroyed 17 enemy bases, rescued over 10,000 prisoners, and captured enough alien technology to keep Earth's scientists busy for years. But the Zephyrian Empire was fighting back harder than ever. "Captain, you need to see this," said Intelligence Officer Marcus Webb as he entered her office. Marcus was new to the crew, a thin man with sharp eyes who had joined them after their last stop at Luna Base. He carried a data pad with information that made his hands shake. "What is it, Marcus?" Lisa asked. "We intercepted this transmission from deep inside Zephyrian space. It's been encoded, but our computers finally broke it." Marcus placed the data pad on her desk. "Captain, They are planning to destroy Earth's sun? Lisa felt the blood drain from her face. What do you mean, destroy the sun? They have something called the Void Nexus. It's an ancient weapon from their homeworld that can create artificial black holes. According to this intelligence, they plan to use it to make Earth's sun collapse into a black hole. Every planet in the solar system would be destroyed. Lisa stared at the report, trying to understand what she was reading. The Zephyrians were so desperate to stop the Blackstar that they were willing to commit genocide on a scale never seen before. How long do we have? She asked. Maybe 3 weeks before the weapon is operational. But Captain, there is more. The Void Nexus is not just a threat to Earth. Our scientists say that artificial black holes of this size are unstable. If something goes wrong, the chain reaction could destroy half the galaxy, including the Zephyrian homeworld. Lisa called an emergency meeting of all senior officers. Within an hour, her command staff was gathered in the main conference room. Commander Ryan Clark, Lieutenant Commander Ben Carter, Chief Engineer Amy Foster, Dr. Karen White, Commander Tony Mills, and the others all looked grim as they read the intelligence report. "This is insane," said Dr. White. "They are willing to risk destroying their own people just to stop us." "Fear makes people do crazy things," said Commander Mills. "But if they are this desperate, it means we are winning the war." Amy Foster studied the technical data about the Void Nexus. "Captain, this weapon is incredibly advanced. It uses technology that is thousands of years ahead of anything we have. If we are going to stop it, we need to attack the Zephyrian homeworld itself." "One ship against their entire home fleet?" Ben asked. "That's suicide." "Maybe," Lisa said. "But if we don't try, billions of people will die. Not just humans, but every living thing in dozens of star systems." Ryan pulled up star charts on the conference room screen. The Zephyrian homeworld is called Zephyr Prom. It's in the center of their empire, protected by over 300 ships. No human vessel has ever gotten close to it. "The Blackstar is not just any human vessel," Amy said. "But Captain, we try this mission, I will need to modify our weapons systems. The Void Nexus will have defenses that can absorb normal quantum cannon fire. I will have to integrate more captured alien technology into our ship." "What kind of modifications?" Lisa asked. "I want to install the phase shift generators we captured from that alien fleet last week. If I can sync them with our quantum cannons, we might be able to punch through any defense they have. But Captain, the modifications are dangerous. The power systems were not designed to handle this much alien technology. If something goes wrong, the ship could tear itself apart." Lisa looked around the table at her officers. These people had followed her into impossible battles for weeks, trusting her decisions even when the odds were hopeless. Now she was asking them to risk everything on the most dangerous mission imaginable. "I won't order anyone to come on this mission," she said. "If anyone wants to transfer to another ship, I will understand." Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Finally, Commander Mills grinned and said, "Captain, we have come this far together. We are not abandoning you now." The others nodded in agreement. Dr. White spoke for all of them when she said, "Captain Hayes, we believe in you and we believe in this ship. Let's go save the galaxy." For the next 5 days, Amy Foster and her engineering team worked around the clock to modify the Blackstar. They installed phase shift generators in the main weapon systems and upgraded the power core with technology from 6 different alien ships. The work was dangerous, and there were several accidents that could have destroyed the ship. "The good news is that our firepower has increased by 300%, Amy reported to Captain Hayes on the 5th day. "The bad news is that the power systems are so unstable that we might explode if I push them too hard." "How many shots can we fire before the system overloads?" Lisa asked. "Maybe 10 full power shots. After that, the quantum field generators will burn out and we will be defenseless." While Amy worked on the weapons, Dr. White prepared for the worst. She knew that the radiation from the modified alien technology was dangerous to the crew. She gave everyone special medicine to protect them from radiation poisoning, but she could not guarantee it would be enough. "Captain, the crew is already showing signs of low-level radiation exposure," she reported. "If this mission takes more than a few days, we could have serious health problems." Marcus Webb spent his time studying everything he could learn about Zephyr Prime and the Void Nexus. The intelligence data they had captured was incomplete, but it painted a picture of a weapon so powerful it scared even the aliens who built it. The Void Nexus was built by the ancient Zephyrians over 5,000 years ago, Marcus explained to the senior staff. They used it once to destroy a rebel planet, but the weapon was so dangerous that they sealed it away and swore never to use it again. The current Zephyrian government must be truly desperate to activate it now. On the 6th day, the modifications were complete, and the Blackstar was ready to begin its final mission. But as they prepared to leave for Zephyr Prime, Sam Rodriguez intercepted a disturbing message from Admiral Morrison on Earth. "Captain Earth Command is ordering us to return home immediately," Sam reported. "They say the mission to Zephyr Prime is too dangerous and we should focus on defending Earth instead." Lisa read the message from Admiral Morrison. She understood his concerns. The Blackstar was humanity's most powerful weapon, and sending it on what appeared to be a suicide mission was a terrible risk. But Lisa also knew that hiding near Earth would not save anyone. If the Void Nexus destroyed the sun, there would be nowhere to hide. "Send a message to Admiral Morrison," she told Sam. "Tell him that we appreciate his concern, but we are proceeding with the mission. If we fail, Earth will be destroyed anyway. If we succeed, we might save everyone." "Captain, that's disobeying direct orders," Commander Clark pointed out. "I know," Lisa said, "but sometimes you have to choose between following orders and doing what's right. I choose to save as many lives as possible." The journey to Zephyr Prime took 4 days, traveling through the heart of Zephyrian space. They fought running battles with enemy patrol fleets, using hit-and-run tactics to avoid being surrounded. Ben Carter's brilliant piloting kept them alive as they dodged through asteroid fields and nebulae to avoid detection. On the 4th day, they finally reached the edge of the Zephyr Prime system. What they saw on the main screen made everyone on the bridge go silent. The Zephyrian homeworld was beautiful, a blue and green planet surrounded by 3 moons, but hanging in orbit above the planet was the most terrifying weapon anyone had ever seen. The Void Nexus looked like a mechanical moon covered with dark energy collectors and gravitational manipulators. Even from millions of miles away, they could see space itself bending around the weapon. "Sensors are detecting massive gravitational distortions," Grace Parker reported from her navigation station. "Captain, that thing is already affecting local space-time. If it activates, the damage will spread faster than light itself." "How long before it's ready to fire?" Lisa asked. Marcus checked his intelligence data. "According to the aliens' own communications, maybe 6 hours. They are in the final charging sequence now." Lisa looked around the bridge at her crew. They had come so far and fought so hard to reach this moment. Now, everything depended on the next few hours. "All hands, this is the captain," she announced over the ship's communication system. "We are about to begin our final battle. The weapon we came to destroy is already powering up. If we fail here, Earth and countless other worlds will be destroyed. But I have faith in all of you. We have proven that nothing can resist our fire. Today, we prove it one more time." As the USS Blackstar prepared for its most dangerous battle, the entire Zephyrian home fleet moved to intercept them. Over 300 alien ships, including massive dreadnoughts and the experimental Shadow fleet, formed a wall of death between the human ship and its target. The fate of the galaxy would be decided in the next few hours. The USS Blackstar dropped out of hyperspace directly above Zephyr Prime, appearing like a dark angel of death against the blue glow of the alien homeworld. Captain Lisa Hayes gripped the arms of her command chair as she stared at the sight before them. The Void Nexus hung in orbit like a mechanical nightmare, its surface crawling with dark energy that made space itself ripple and bend. "Captain, the entire Zephyrian home fleet is moving to intercept us," Commander Ryan Clark reported from his tactical station. One count 312 ships, including their biggest dreadnoughts and the complete Shadow fleet. The alien armada spread across space like a deadly net, blocking every path to the Void Nexus. These were not the patrol ships they had been fighting for weeks. These were the elite forces of the Zephyrian Empire, the ships that had conquered half the galaxy. "How long before the Void Nexus is ready to fire?" Lisa asked. Intelligence Officer Marcus Webb checked his readings. "The weapon is in final charging sequence. Maybe 40 minutes before it can destroy Earth's sun. 40 minutes to save the solar system. 40 minutes to stop a weapon that could tear apart the galaxy itself. All power to weapons, Lisa ordered. Ben, take us straight into their formation. We are going to punch through their lines and get to that weapon. Lieutenant Commander Ben Carter pushed the Blackstar's engines to maximum power. The ship shot forward like a missile, racing toward the wall of enemy ships at incredible speed. Behind them, space began to light up as hundreds of Zephyrian vessels opened fire. The space battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Plasma beams and quantum cannons lit up the darkness as the single human ship charged into the largest fleet in Zephyrian history. The Blackstar's modified weapons tore through enemy ships like they were made of paper. But there were so many targets that destroying them all seemed impossible. Direct hit on a dreadnought, Ryan called out as another alien ship exploded. But Captain, there are too many of them. For every ship we destroy, 2 more take its place. The Blackstar shook violently as enemy fire found its mark. Sparks flew from control panels as the ship's shields struggled to absorb the massive incoming firepower. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Amy Foster watched her displays with growing alarm. Captain, the power core is overloading. Amy's voice crackled over the communication system. The alien modifications are creating too much stress on the quantum generators. I can give you maybe 6 more full power shots before everything shuts down. 6 shots to destroy a weapon the size of a small moon while fighting through the largest fleet in alien history. Captain, incoming transmission from the Zephyrian Fleet Commander, reported Lieutenant Sam Rodriguez. Put it on screen, Lisa ordered. The image of a massive Zephyrian appeared on the main screen. This alien was bigger than any they had seen before, covered in golden scales and wearing the uniform of a war marshal. Its red eyes burned with hatred as it spoke. Human vermin, the alien commander snarled. I am War Marshal Dexcar Supreme, commander of the Zephyrian war fleets. You have caused enough damage to our empire. Surrender now, and your death will be quick. Lisa stood up from her command chair. This is Captain Lisa Hayes of the USS Blackstar. We are here to stop your super weapon before it destroys innocent worlds. Stand down and we might let some of you live. The alien commander's eyes flashed with rage. Foolish human. The Void Nexus will cleanse the galaxy of your pathetic species. Nothing can stop us now. We'll see about that, Lisa replied. The transmission ended, and immediately the alien fleet intensified its attack. But something unexpected began to happen. Some of the Zephyrian ships were not firing at the Blackstar anymore. They were turning their weapons on each other. Captain, I'm intercepting communications from the alien fleet, Sam reported with excitement. Some of their commanders are arguing about the Void Nexus. They're saying it will destroy their own homeworld if something goes wrong. Marcus Webb looked up from his intelligence station. Captain, I've been monitoring the weapons power readings. The artificial black holes it's creating are already unstable. If the Void Nexus fires at full power, the chain reaction could destroy this entire star system, including Zephyr Prime. Lisa realized what was happening. The Zephyrian leaders were so desperate to stop humanity that they were willing to risk their own extinction. But many of their military commanders were not willing to die for such a crazy plan. Sam, can you broadcast our intelligence data to the entire Zephyrian fleet? She asked. Yes, Captain. Broadcasting on all frequencies now. Within minutes, the truth about the Void Nexus spread through the alien fleet. The weapon was not just a threat to Earth. It was a threat to every living thing in the galaxy, including the Zephyrians themselves. More and more alien ships stopped attacking the Blackstar and began fighting each other. The Zephyrian fleet split into 2 groups. Those loyal to War Marshal Dexcar, who wanted to fire the weapon anyway, and those who realized their leaders had gone insane. This is our chance, Lisa said. Ben, take us straight to the Void Nexus. While they're distracted, the Blackstar raced through the chaotic battle, dodging fire from both sides as the Zephyrian civil war erupted around them. But War Marshal Dexcar's ships were still trying to stop them, and the route to the superweapon was heavily defended. Captain, the Void Nexus is beginning its final firing sequence, Marcus warned. We have maybe 10 minutes before it destroys Earth's sun. The artificial black holes around the weapon were growing larger and more unstable. Space itself was starting to tear apart as gravitational waves rippled through the system. Even the Zephyrian ships were being pulled toward the weapon by its incredible gravity. Ryan, target the Void Nexus's main power core. Lisa ordered all remaining power to quantum cannons. Targeting the core, Ryan replied. But Captain, their defensive shields are incredible. It will take everything we have to punch through. The Blackstar fired its modified quantum cannons at maximum power. The blue energy beam, enhanced with alien technology from 6 different ships, struck the Void Nexus's shields and began to burn through them slowly. But the weapon's defenses were designed to stop planet-killing attacks. Shields are holding, Ryan reported. We need more power. Amy's voice came over the communication system, strained clear in her words. Captain, if I overload the quantum generators, I can give you one more shot at double power. But if we do this, the ship will lose all power. We'll be defenseless. Lisa looked around the bridge at her crew. These 400 people had followed her across the galaxy, fighting impossible battles and facing death every day. Now she was asking them to risk everything on one final shot? Do it, Amy, she said. Overload everything. Overloading quantum generators, Amy replied. You have 30 seconds before the power core shuts down. The Blackstar's engines went silent as every bit of power was redirected to the weapons. The ship drifted toward the Void Nexus, no longer able to maneuver while the quantum cannons charged 2 levels far beyond their design limits, firing quantum cannons at 200% power, Ryan announced. The energy beam that shot from the Blackstar was brighter than a star. It punched through the Void Nexus's shields like they were made of glass and struck the weapon's core directly. The artificial black holes began to collapse as their containment systems failed. But instead of exploding outward, the Void Nexus began to implode. The weapon's own gravity was pulling it apart from the inside, creating a spectacular light show that could be seen across the galaxy. Captain, the artificial black holes are destabilizing, Grace Parker reported from her navigation station. The gravitational waves are tearing the weapon apart. The Void Nexus collapsed in on itself, its advanced technology unable to contain the forces it had been designed to control. The explosion that followed was not destructive. It was beautiful. Instead of creating black holes, the weapon's death released all its stored energy as pure light, illuminating the entire star system. The weapon is destroyed, Ryan reported. All threats to Earth have been eliminated. Around them, the Zephyrian Civil War was ending. War Marshal Vexcar S ships, seeing their superweapon destroyed, began to surrender or retreat. The commanders, who had opposed the insane plan, were taking control of the remaining fleet. Captain, we're receiving surrender offers from multiple Zephyrian commanders, Sam reported. They're asking for terms to end the war. Lisa sat back in her command chair, exhausted but victorious. The USS Blackstar drifted powerless in space, its engines dead and its weapons burned out. But they had done the impossible. They had saved not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. Send a message to Earth, she told Sam. Tell Admiral Morrison that the threat is over. The Zephyrian Empire is finished as a military force. Dr. Karen White's voice came over the communication system from the medical bay. Captain, I'm getting reports of radiation sickness throughout the ship. The alien modifications damaged our life support systems. We need medical help immediately. But even as Dr. White spoke, rescue ships were already appearing on the sensors. Human vessels that had been hiding throughout the galaxy were coming out of hyperspace, ready to help the ship that had saved them all. Admiral Morrison himself arrived 3 days later aboard the flagship of the rebuilt Earth fleet.